Motherhood in general is such a huge shift, and it is so rewarding, but it's hard as hell. Welcome back, you guys. I'm LaJoyce, and you're here at the Joy Journey, where we talk about fertility, faith, and motherhood. Becoming a new mom is just a difficult transition, whether you've gone through infertility or not. In fact, 1 out of 7 women experience some degree of postpartum depression. Yet the expectations for a mom to be overly joyful and exceedingly happy is so much higher when we're talking about women that have experienced infertility or loss of a child previously. As cliche as it might sound, mom guilt is a real thing, ladies. Sis, you know what I'm talking about. But it's time that we squash the aura around mom guilt. It's time that we get to the bottom of it. And that is what we're going to discuss today. Let's get into it. What is mom guilt? Some people may be new to this, I don't know. But mom guilt focuses on the behavior of the mom. It's a feeling of not measuring up to other moms. And this feeling is driven by comparisons, usually social media, other moms that you come in contact with. We find ourselves second guessing everything. We end up playing ourselves small or playing ourselves short by not measuring up to the women that we could be in fear of not being a good enough mom. How do we combat mom guilt? I have about 4 top things that may help you. Know that if you are building a legacy, if you are working your butt off, trying to build a legacy that your children will be proud of, please note that they are watching you. Even if you have to explain these things, kids can understand more than we think, even at the ages of 2 and 3. For instance, I often will tell Olivia, you know what, I'm sorry that I have to be away from you at this time, but mommy and daddy are helping people. We're helping to make this world a better place for you, for your children, and for generations to come. And usually that settles her for a moment at least. So nowadays, when I give her that explanation, mommy's helping people, she responds in a way of, okay, mommy. And usually she'll go on about her business or go on with doing whatever it is that she's supposed to be doing with the babysitter. But at least she knows that I'm not just off twiddling my thumbs, that I am working hard for her. So I say, mamas, you have to prioritize yourself in order to be the best possible version of you that you can be for your children. And this is not just a suggestion. This is not something that you maybe should do. It is a must. Prioritize yourself. In the process of squashing mom guilt, the second thing is recognize when it is a true need from your children versus a want. You know, children can sometimes be a little manipulative. Well, we want to make sure that we're paying close attention to the times that they really need us. And if we recognize that our children are feeling lonely or abandoned or sad or just really need us close by at the moment for something that they may be going through that they can't express, we really do want to take, even if it's 5 minutes, to address this. When it's tugging at me, when I hear one of my children needing me and it's tugging at my heartstrings right here, sometimes I can't focus and I can't go on to be the best, most productive person that I can be during that time. So usually what I do is stop. I address the child, whichever child it may be, and I give that child some love and attention, get down on their level. And I promise them at a such and such given time this evening or tomorrow or whatever point it may be, you and I will have one-on-one time. You and I will do that special thing that you wanted to do. And usually this is all they need, is the reassurance. Most days they will take that and go back downstairs and continue what they were doing with their lessons. COVID has presented a very interesting phenomenon for all of us. Most families, or a good bit of families, at least one parent is within the home, working from home or caring for their children around the clock. So it does make boundaries something very difficult to create. In fact, establishing boundaries is going to be key during this time. I'm actually reading a book called Boundaries by Cloud and Townsend, and y'all, it is so good. I mean, it is really explaining to you how to build boundaries within your life in general, within your life as a mom, as a wife. And he's also written a couple of books specifically for children and within the marriage. So I suggest that read. It's a really, really good one. In fact, if any moms that are reading have any suggestions for other moms out there that come through our comment section, please give them some examples of ways to develop boundaries around being at home during this time while trying to care for your children. Number 3 is just stop these comparisons. Y'all, we gotta stop comparing ourselves to other women. If you need to shut down social media for a given period of time because you find yourself going down a rabbit hole just comparing yourself, even sometimes it's even subconscious, so just giving yourself mental breaks from social media every now and then is just healthy for you. But I would say surround yourself with women that have had like experiences, infertility or experiences of becoming a mom, and they're probably going to be more sensitive to the things that you're going through. Now, we do have highlight reels that we have to pay a very close attention to, which social media is mostly filled with highlight reels, but also we do have some friendships that only portray or only provide you with their highlight reels. Associates, you might even call them. And when you're going through mom guilt or hard times, those aren't the people really that you want to pick up the phone to call. You want to pick up the phone to call friends or people that are willing to get down and dirty with you and let you cry, and they share stories, and you have give and take type of relationship that you both can grow, learn, and be comforted by. So don't compare yourself to other people's situations. You don't know what help they have. You don't know what help they may not have. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors that you are not privy to. And lastly, number 4, my infertility sisters, please realize that your feelings are valid. They are real. You don't have to be ashamed of discussing them because you've gone through infertility. I often feel after going through infertility that I should just be happy to have a baby. I should not feel stressed. I should not feel overwhelmed. I should not feel like I need to go take a weekend break away from the kids, because I should just be happy that I had them. And most of these feelings are self-inflicted upon me. It's not something that I'm getting from outward places. But please, ladies and sisters, give yourself grace. You are human. You're having similar experiences, if not even more drastic transition of experiences as your sisters that have not gone through infertility. So why should you not have the same reactions from being a new mom? It's just human. So guys, please give yourself grace. Motherhood in general is such a huge shift, and it is so rewarding, but it's hard as hell. It is. God forgive the curse word, but it's hard as hell. So give yourself the grace that you need and the patience you need and self-care that you need. And speaking of self-care, I'm actually doing a video next week on some great tips of self-care, daily self-care for moms in general and those that have gone through infertility. So please check it out. Thank you for joining me today for this touchy topic. During this time of year, I know that feelings, the guilt, everything runs high, especially comparisons during the holiday season. So guys, just think about those things that we talked about today. If you would please like, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification bell, because if you do, then you'll be notified every single time that I post a video. Thank you so much. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Have a wonderful, glorious week. Take care.